Hey everyone, welcome back to beating every PS2 game. Today we're playing Stretch Panic, created in 2001 by Treasure. So the game stars a little girl named Linda who lives with her 12 vain sisters who are obsessed with beauty and treat Linda as their errand girl, often making fun of her scarf. One day, a mysterious present appears on the family's doorstep, which upon being opened unleashes 13 vanity demons. As 12 of the demons manage to kidnap and possess the other sisters, the 13th demon becomes stuck in Linda's scarf. With everyone sucked into a weird dimension, Linda, now having full command over her newly possessed scarf, sets out to save her 12 sisters and exorcise the 12 demons possessing them. So yeah, you control the scarf of this little girl. And I went into the first area where you can start to rack up some points. At first I didn't know what I was doing. The controls were funny because you control the arm behind her. And this area was strange because there were just big-breasted women all over the place. I wasn't sure what to do. So eventually I figured out if you kill them, you get points, and the points help to unlock levels and fight bosses in this game. So I killed the women until I had 8 points, and I went back to the main area. And then I went into the first boss. So during the boss fight you see the demons possessing the sister and turning her into a monster. In this case it was a tall lady standing in the middle of the map with her little minions running around. I just kept flinging the minions around, trying to get them off the map. Figured that would do something. And she would spin in this ball, and when she came out of the ball, everything went dark and the minions turned into these flying, scythe-wielding minions. These are the ones you had to take out, and once you took those out, she started shooting lightning at you. Then I realized how to attack her. You grab onto her and kind of swing around at her. So I just kept repeating that pattern. Dodging the lightning. And then I learned you could just flick her, kind of like you, it's kind of a pinch, you just pull it and let go. And that just does like consistent damage. So I just kept doing that and damaging her until she was dead. And that was the end of the first boss. Back in the main area, I decided to go to the next boss. Again, you see one of the sisters being possessed. This boss was like a giant girl. This one was pretty easy. She did shoot fire at you, but if you just stay behind her, you can dodge all the fire attacks and just keep grabbing her to do damage. Yeah, eventually she'll shoot these bouncing explosive balls at you, but you could pick them up and launch them at her. So I just kept grabbing those, kept shooting them at her. And eventually I took her out. That was another boss complete. So I headed back to the main area and then went on to the next boss. Now this boss was a bit more difficult. It looked like a flying dragonfly. It would also throw those bouncing explosives at you. So I tried to grab them and launch them at him, but the thing ended up killing me and I just gave up on it for a little while. And I went on to a different boss. This one was like a giant robot. Much easier though. If you just flick or just pinch its legs, it would just stun lock. And you can just do that over and over again. So this one was pretty easy. Went back to the flying dragonfly boss. And gave it another shot. This time I just grabbed the bombs and just kept flinging them around at it. And this time I had a much easier go. And I eventually took him out. So I headed back to the main area. And I realized that I unlocked about 5 new bosses. So I went on to the next one. And this boss was like a space themed boss, and it was kind of like a satellite because you play on this little mini planet and the boss would just rotate the planet like a satellite and you had to take it out of the air. It had these little minions floating around. I realized if you kill them, or at least try to knock them out, the boss would appear. That's when you grab it and attack. So yeah, after a while of that, pop the boss out of the air and she exploded. Then I went back to the main area. And we moved on to the next boss. This boss was kind of like a giant baby, but it kind of looked like a Mr. Potato Head. And you could actually grab its eyes and nose and ears and mouth and pull them off if you wanted to. But I just went with the strategy of circling it and pulling it, just dealing constant damage. It would shoot poison gas at you and shoot little beams at you, but with that strategy it worked. I took him out no problem. So I headed back to the main area and we went to the next points world, where there were more big-chested women. And we just wanted to rack up as many points as possible here, just so we have enough to unlock the next bosses. So we headed out after 10 points and went back to the main area. Then we went to the next boss. Yeah, this one was almost like it looked like a voodoo doll kind of thing. So it had a long arm that it would pick up the balls around the map, and then you would have to pinch the arm while it was attached, and then you could start attacking it. So yeah, you pretty much just keep doing that over and over again, and that would kill her eventually. So after I beat her, I went back to the main area and on to the next boss. So this boss was a giant blob of slime, I think, or jello or something. And it would shoot its eyeballs at you, and it would shoot thunder. But this boss was kind of a joke. It really didn't do much. It would pick up some rocks and then launch them at you. They were pretty easy to dodge. Then, yeah, so I just kept circling it and attacking it. Then eventually it just got stuck in a corner, and it couldn't really do anything, so I just attacked it. It was a pretty easy boss. So I defeated that one, moved on to the next area. And this boss was the first really hard boss that I got up to. And if you notice, this one didn't appear on the screen. This boss is almost like a shadow, and it hides outside the map. And you have to make sure it doesn't get into your area, or else it kills you. It's pretty scary. Just listen to this when he kills you.
Like an instant loss?
So yeah, it killed me, and I went to try it again. So you really just had to watch each door or trap door for anything that like shakes or moves, and try to attack it before he breaks through. And again, he got me. He broke through the trap door in the middle. So I went back to get more points so I could continue fighting bosses. And by this point, I figured out you just have to grab their ponytails to get damage on them. So I got 9 points, walked back out. This time I went to another area with more of these women, and I racked up about 15 points. Then I was ready to fight the bosses. Went back to the scary guy. He also has a bunch of other moves. He has like this laser beam attack. Pretty easy to dodge. And this time I finally got him. So I headed back to the main area, and we were on to the next boss. This one almost looked like a some type of alien, like we were in a spaceship. So in this one, you wanted to protect the flying guys. She would knock them out of the air and shoot them across the room, and you had to like pick them up, pull them off the wall, and get them back up in the air, shooting at her. Then eventually, I think they would break her shield, and then you were able to attack her. So you just keep going around the room, pulling these guys off the wall, and then she becomes vulnerable. And you grab her, and you take her out. Not too bad of a boss. So we head back to the home world, and we're on to the next one. Yeah, this one was kind of like a flying desert thing. I don't know what it was, but it attacked with a hurricane or like a sandstorm attack, and then it would fly up real high and dive bomb the sand and get underneath and chase you around until it jumps out. Then you could attack it again. But yeah, overall this boss was a lot easier than it looks. So I defeated that one, and we were back to the main area where we were about to fight the final boss. So this chick has 2 arms that fly out at you and can affect things around the map. So you have to attack her hands. It's like her only weak spot. You can't attack her body. But she would pull up like these little totems that would shoot at you. Each different colored totem had a different attack. So you had to constantly knock those things back down if you wanted to survive. While there's also spike balls floating around the entire map. She got my health so low, and she wasn't even at half health yet. I was like, I'm screwed here. But this one you just really had to play slow. Just take out all the stuff that she would summon. And eventually, I had a miraculous comeback. Just keep grabbing her hands to do damage, taking out the totems as they pop up. And eventually, I ended up beating her with a very small amount of health left. And this fight took a lot longer than it looks like. But we did it. That was the final boss of Stretch Panic. So I gave this one a 7 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 4 out of 10 for difficulty. Here's a sneak peek at the next game.
Oh, 1751. Hey, Wheel of Fortune. Cool.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching my playthrough of Stretch Panic. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PS2 games. Also follow me on Twitch to see me play the games live. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.